Alright guys, I just wanted to share with you another video. This is my second video for YouTube, and I wanted to share with you my Castlevania collection. First I have here is Castlevania for Nintendo. Now, Castlevania for Nintendo was one of my favorite games for Nintendo. As a kid playing this, it was hard, real hard, and I'm not really sure how I got through it. Most Castlevania games early on are like that. You think to yourself now, playing back then, how did I know how to do that? But back then you had a lot of I had a lot of free time on my hands, and I was able to play it non-stop basically. This game is really good. There's a lot of things you could do into it. There's parts where if you get hit by a certain thing, you go backwards, and it's very frustrating at the time. I did play this game again recently and beat it. It did take some time to get through Dracula, but it was eventually after playing it a lot. It became easier and easier, and I was able to get through Dracula with no problem. Again, this is Castlevania for Nintendo. It came out in 1987. Next one I have here is Castlevania Simon's Quest. Castlevania II Simon's Quest came out in 1988 for Nintendo, and this game is very, very different than the first Castlevania. It has you talk to people in the village. There's a day and night thing going on. If you've never played it, it's very tedious, and you have to get through certain parts of the game at nighttime and certain parts of the day in daytime. You have to wait for it to change. There's one part where you have to kneel at a river or a water area, and playing it now is like, man, how did I know how to do that as a kid to get down to the bottom there? I didn't have any type of strategy guides back then. I just had a lot of free time on my hands, and got through it. The game is real good. I would say, out of the three NES games, this one would probably be the worst out of them, but it's still a good game. Next game I have is Castlevania Adventure, and this game came out for Game Boy in 1989. I have not played this game yet. I just bought it to get it part of my collection. I eventually will play this game, but it's not high up there on my priority list. This game, I watched some videos on it, and it's very slow. You walk slow, you whip slow, and it's not something that I want to play right now. There's other Castlevania games that I am playing and want to get through before attempting to play this game. Game's only $5, so it's not really that big of a deal, but I bought it just to add to my collection for now, and eventually we'll play it. Alright, the next game I have is Castlevania III Dracula's Curse, and this game came out in 1990 for Nintendo. This game is pretty good. It looks really good graphically. I have not played it through all the way. I did play a few stages for it. This game is the next game I'm going to play through on Nintendo. There's some other games I'm going through to play first, but that next game I do play is going to be this game right here, Dracula's Curse. Next game I bought is Castlevania II Belmont's Revenge for Game Boy. This game came out in 1991, and I got it recently, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I picked it up, and I think I played around $12 for it, so $12 or $13. And I'd say it's worth it. I see it on eBay go for around $20-25. I don't know if I would pay that much for it, but $12, I would definitely pick it up if you see it. I believe there's 6 stages in this game. I'm on stage 4 right now, so I haven't finished it yet. But in the top 4 stages, when you first play the game, you can pick the order of what stages you want to beat. And the only downside of this game is the sub-weapons. You only get 2 of them, and that's the holy water and the axe. My favorite to use in all the Castlevania games is the cross. I'm sure a lot of other people out there feel the same way. But this game so far, is pretty easy so far. I haven't had that much difficult time yet playing it. But if you can find it, I pick it up. And the next game is a really good Castlevania game. This is Super Castlevania IV, and this is for Super Nintendo. And this game came out also in 1991, and it's very good. When I first started playing it, I didn't like the first stage level graphics, but after getting through the first level, the graphics got a lot better. And the whip, now you can whip it in multiple different directions. You have all the sub-weapons back. It's really, really good Castlevania game. I did beat it, and it did take some time to get through it. The final boss is really hard, and it took a lot of time and effort to get through it. But at the end, you feel so satisfied to being it. And if you don't have this game as part of your Castlevania collection, I definitely highly recommend picking it up. The next game I have is Castlevania Bloodlines for Sega Genesis. This game came out in 1994. It's a really good game. I think it's one of the best Sega Genesis games that are out there. And when I played it, I liked it better than Super Castlevania at first. I haven't not finished this game yet, so my take on it being better or worse than Super Castlevania 4, once I beat it, I'll be able to make a true judgment on that. But right now, I do like Castlevania 4 better than Bloodlines. But at first, I like this game better because the graphics-wise is a lot better for me. But later on in Super Castlevania, they got better. But this game is still great. You could choose between two different Belmonts, and the graphic-wise, my favorite part of it so far is the part where you're in the Tower of Pisa and you gotta jump and stay up while the floor is going up, and it's really good. If you don't have this game, I pick it up. My copy is incomplete though. I'm missing the manual for it. And there are two versions of this game available for Sega. One was made by Majesco, which is a cardboard case for it and a non-color manual. This one is the hardcover, and it has a color manual for it. If you don't have Bloodlines yet, I highly recommend getting it and pick it up. Now we're going on to the PlayStation 1 series here for Castlevania. This game to me is one of the best Castlevania games in the series. This is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. This game came out in 1997, and this game to me changed it up for me. The map for Castlevania is huge in Symphony of the Night. Now, I bought this game brand new back in 97, and I played through it and beat it, and when I beat it, I was so happy, and it took so much time to get through it. I didn't know, recently, well, not recently, I would say a few years ago, I bought a house and I moved in, and I had a lot of boxes in the basement that I went through, maybe like a year or two later, and I found this game in there. And unfortunately, I'm missing the manual for it. Who knows where the manual is? But at the time, I didn't have a PS1, and I had a PS3. But I also didn't know that the PS3 could play PS1 games. A friend of mine told me you can, and he created a memory card for me on it, and I started playing it that day. And I did beat it twice, back in 97 or 98, and again about a year and a half ago. The game does definitely have replay value. So if you don't have this game, I would highly recommend picking it up. Again, this is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. The next Castlevania game I picked up about maybe 6 to 8 months ago, and I was excited to get it. The price for it, I got a great deal on it. Unfortunately, the price tag for it now, well, not now, even back then, was high. When I say high, to me high is like $40, $50 for a game. And unfortunately, I only have the disc-only version of it. This is Castlevania Chronicles. Castlevania Chronicles came out in 2001, 4 years after the Symphony of the Night. Now, playing this game, you may feel that you played it before. The first stage, feels like the same stage in the first Castlevania for Nintendo. That's because basically it is the same stage. This game takes a lot of stages from other Castlevania games and updates the graphics in it, and does a little bit extra things in it. Maybe we'll add in a picture frame in the background or something like that. But it's a good game, and the music in it is okay. But I have not finished it yet. I believe there's 24 stages in it, and right now I'm on stage 11, so I have not got too far into it yet. But if you could find it at a good price, I'd pick it up and add it to your collection and play it. And the next Castlevania game that I have here is onto the Game Boy Advance series. And right now I'm actually playing this game now. This is Castlevania Circle of the Moon. And Circle of the Moon came out for Game Boy Advance in 2001. Right now I'm at 90% done with it. I'm at the point where you have to go through the hallways, and I believe there's like 4 or 5 or maybe 6 hallways you have to get through and defeat all the enemies before you get to the next door. And it's very tedious, it's very hard, and I don't use any of the sub-weapons, I don't use any of the cards that you gather throughout the game, and that'd be very helpful. And I'm going to have to eventually use the cards. because at the end of the hallways, there's armor that you need to pick up to fight Dracula at the end. Armor adds on, that'd be like 1,200 or so of defense on it, and I definitely need that to beat Dracula. I tried to beat Dracula without it, and I was getting demolished. Again, I didn't use any cards at all yet in the game. I was trying to beat it without using any of the cards, but I see now that I have to use the cards. Again, this is Castlevania Circle of the Moon. Next game I have is for also Game Boy Advance, and there were there were two more games for Game Boy Advance. There was Harmony of Dissonance that came out in 2002, and Area of Sorrow that came out in 2003. I did buy Area of Sorrow loose cartridge, and when I played it through, I got about halfway done with it, and then I realized it was a bootleg copy, and I took it back to the store where I bought it from, where he didn't see it was a big deal, and thought I should keep it. But unfortunately, I did not want to keep a bootleg copy of Area of Sorrow, and eventually I found the double pack that has both of them on there. This game came out in 2006, so it has Harmony of Dissonance on it, and it has Area of Sorrow. I did finish both of these games already, and I could say that out of the 3 games for Game Boy Advance, Area of Sorrow is my favorite. I would then rank Harmony of Dissonance, and I would rank then Circle of the Moon, even though I haven't finished it yet. But Area of Sorrow, I played through it basically 1.5 times. When I had the bootleg copy, I was halfway done with it, and then played it again. And Area of Sorrow is a really good game. So if you can find double pack, I pick it up. It has both of them on there, and they have really good replay value. Now I'm going to talk about the Castlevania for the DS. This is Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. Dawn of Sorrow came out in 2005 for the DS. Now I have not played any versions of the DS games yet. I wanted to finish Circle of the Moon first, and then I'm going to tackle on the DS series of Castlevania. So I don't know much about these games yet. I've heard some things about them, but I'm looking forward to playing them. Again, this is Dawn of Sorrow. Now the next one is Castlevania Portrait of Ruin, and this game came out in 2006 for the DS. And it looks like a good game so far. I haven't played it yet, but I am looking forward to playing it. And this is Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. The next one I have is for the PlayStation Portable for PSP, and that's Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles. This game came out in 2007, and it has Castlevania Rondo of Blood, and it has Castlevania Symphony of the Night on it. And Castlevania Rondo of Blood I've played most of this game. I have not finished it yet, but it's really, really fun. And I believe you have to beat Rondo of Blood, and then you can unlock Symphony of the Night on it. So if you don't have Symphony of the Night and you have PSP, I highly recommend picking this version up and playing it. This is a great game, and I would say definitely pick it up. And next game I have is Castlevania Order of Ecclesia, and that's for the DS as well. This game came out in 2008 for the DS, and I've heard this is the best game for the DS for Castlevania. I'm looking really forward to playing this game, and can't wait to get to it. I am going to play Dawn of Sorrow first, and then Portrait of Ruin, and then Order of Ecclesia. Once I do beat them, I'll do an update and let everyone know what games I liked out of the 3 and reasons why. If you played all 3 of them so far and you've enjoyed them, and if you could rank them for me in the comments below, I would definitely appreciate that. If you could just tell me which DS games, which ones you liked in order, and why the ones that you didn't like. Let's say you ranked Portrait of Ruin number 3, you can tell me why you ranked it number 3, or if you ranked Order of Ecclesia number 1, let me know why. I would definitely appreciate that. And the last Castlevania game I have is for the 3DS, and that's Castlevania Lords of Shadow Mirror of Fate. This game came out in 2013 for the 3DS, and I've not heard much good things about it yet. I have not played mine. This is still sealed, and I am looking forward to playing it eventually. It's not at the top of my list to play. I would say after I beat all the DS games, I would probably play this one next, but this is probably towards the end of my pile of Castlevania games I want to play because of what I heard about it so far. If you played this game and liked it, let me comment below. Let me know why. you liked it, and if you didn't like it, you played it, let me also know why. I'm very curious to hear everyone's reviews about this game, or any of the Castlevania games that I mentioned so far. If you have top 10 Castlevania games that you want to list below, I appreciate it. If you have your own Castlevania videos, reviews, let me know. Also, I'll watch those videos. I definitely appreciate you guys watching my video. Comment below, like it, share it. Again, I'm a Castlevania fan, and I love Castlevania. If you could share it, comment. I'm very interested in everyone's opinions on Castlevania. Thanks for watching. Again, it's my second video only, and I will be putting more out there in the near future. Thanks for watching. You guys have a good night.